So shame and the wish to be loved are two sides of the same coin. And when we remind ourselves that shame arises from the wish to be loved, it opens the door to exploring and managing shame. And we were all born with the wish to be loved. Infants are incapable of doing much of anything for themselves. And so when they're born, they have two responsibilities. The first one is to breathe, to take a breath. And the second is to get someone to love them, which is pretty easy because they tend to be kind of cute. But when a baby gets a human to love them, then they get food, they get clothing, they get shelter, they get touch, they get everything that they need. They cannot do this on their own. So these are two main tasks. But as adults, we also need to be loved. We also need to be accepted by others to survive, to raise children to the age of reproduction, and also to thrive. So actually, this wish that we're born with, love me, persists through our entire lives. And Daniel Ladinsky very loosely translated Hafez, and wrote, admit something. Everyone you see, you say to them, love me. Of course, you don't do this out loud because someone will call the police. But think about it, this great pull in us to connect. Why not be the one who lives with a full moon in each eye that is always saying with that sweet moon language what every other eye in this world is dying to hear? So love me. So this wish is resonating in our hearts all the time, but we don't know it. We have forgotten. And we have forgotten because it hasn't worked. We haven't been loved when we wanted to by the people we needed to be loved in quite the right way. So we just gave it up. We've sort of specialized, we can become like smart or musical or something, pretty. We do the best we can to be loved. But we've stopped realizing that all the time we wish to be loved. But what would happen if we remembered? What would happen if you woke up in the morning, put your hands over your heart and said, just as all beings wish to be loved, so also do I wish to be loved. If you actually knew this, if we knew this, then, you step out of your bedroom, you see your children or somebody else, you probably see the same wish in them. And then you go to work and you see your clients. What would it be like to see all the time in our clients' eyes the wish to be loved? This is a soulful view. This allows us to see the pain behind the poison, because so much psychopathology has come from the wounds that we experienced as children when we were not loved the way we needed to be. This is what creates insecure attachment and shame. Moments of rejection become moments of shame, and you add them up, a person becomes shame prone, a person develops insecure attachment. What would it be like if, as a therapist, you could see this in your clients? What would it be like right now when you look in my eyes that you could see that Chris, too, wishes to be loved, as he does, as you do, as we all do? It would change our perception. Anyhow, what does this have to do with shame? Well, shame is the belief that something is wrong with me that renders me unlovable, that we're somehow too flawed, that we're somehow too flawed to be accepted and approved of by others. And when we look deeply at the nature of shame, and we see that we would actually not feel shame if we didn't wish to be loved. In other words, the wish to be loved is the energy behind shame. So shame is like a two-sided coin. On the one side of the coin is the wish to be loved. On the other side is shame. So when you're experiencing shame, in the moment of shame, if you could say to yourself something like, I only feel like this because I wish to be loved. If we turn over the coin and see the other side, we begin to slip through the web of shame, because The wish to be loved is a primordial wish. It was there since birth. It was there when we were innocent, before we were harmed by anybody. The wish itself is innocent. And it's so much easier to be compassionate when we perceive the object of our compassion as innocent. When we connect with the wish to be loved, we will feel our innocence, and then shame becomes more workable. But not only do we want to feel our innocence, but we also, and the wish to be loved, but we need to give ourselves love. So so we could say that, shame feels blameworthy, but it's an innocent emotion that calls for kindness. The natural response to the innocent wish to be loved when we are not loved is to give love. So this is a awareness. It's actually a soulful awareness that we could have in our own hearts, and we can offer to our clients.